You know them times when you're sitting in creative and you kind of tend to make a mistake because you're trying to figure something out, and the mistake you're kind of glad that you did? Yeah, I'm kind of glad I made a mistake because I think we've got a lot of work to do. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Create Astral. Yes, I kind of was goofing around in creative a little bit with this doohickey majobber right here, just to try to figure out whether or not it could be usable to try to help us out. Because I've been kind of looking at a couple of little problems that I have designed for myself, and it's mainly trying to decorate and finish out some of these hallways, well as as these big, gigantic, ugly rooms with these nasty stone walls and these nasty stone ceilings. There is so much you can do when you're building, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of decorational things as we kind of wander through this pack because we're gonna have plenty of time to do it. So I've been kind of fiddling around with the schematic cannon, and I'm getting it. I figured it out. I think the only thing that I'm not too much impressed about the schematic cannon is the fact that once you complete a single thing done, so like if you have a repetitive pattern over and over and over again, that all you want to do is stamp down and stamp down and stamp down and stamp down, you have to repeatedly keep copying things. So unless I'm really screwed up with this whole mess, these two little sections right here cost me quite a bit of time and several feathers because of the way the blueprints work. So I'm going to have to kind of fiddle around with this a little bit. We'll talk about it later. Decoration may happen on a later date at a later time when we're kind of fooling things around with. But yes, the mistake was going into creative and trying to figure out how to make that thing work, and then realizing that creative opened up all of the chapters for us to play with in here, all of the chapters. So I now kind of have a general idea of how much I'm really probably should slow down and stop rushing to try to get somewhere, because we got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. So in between episodes, you guys are going to see a couple of things here just very shortly. I've done a few things. Mainly, I've kind of fiddled around with a kind of a minuscule little automation thing where I basically have a fluid container that can do whatever it needs to do, two of the deployers and two of the mechanical presses set in a kind of a line with a thing that I did not know we existed and had. So I want to touch on that right off the bat. This storage is probably going to be the most powerful early game sorting capability that you've got before you can get to brass. So I didn't know that. Didn't even have any idea until I kind of sit there and kind of was fiddling around and reading about what I could do to make this thing better. So storage buffers, as you can see, I've got like this one over here. I've got it set up to the polished rose quartz. Well, this is going to be the first filter that you get to mess with. And the reason why this is going to be the first filter you get to mess with is because of how the functionality works in here. In order to be able to do a couple of things, or at least the first thing you really had to notice is it's a hopper. And it's a hopper, it's an omnidirectional hopper, meaning it can pull from any single side that is available to it and then output into any other face. So, yeah, it only holds a slot technically, but if you go into here where it says configure slots and you tell it which side you want it to do, so like say we can click on this side here. If I say, again, omnidirectional hopper, meaning if I want to pull from above it, I can set input on this thing and set auto input. And what that'll do is it'll pull from the bottom of the thing off of a belt or off the side of a belt or whatever, and then push, so like say here once again, output to any interface. That's not what I want. Out, input, auto output. Please let me have that. No. Can I have that button? And make sure it's set to orange, and it'll auto output into wherever you intend to make it work. So like say for instance here, let's just delete this thing and make sure it removes all of its settings. That's the only thing about it, is if you do that, it'll forget all of its settings, which is, I guess, usable. But so for an instance, let's do a chest here and a hopper here, and I'll put the hopper down. We'll toss some charcoal in here, and nope, don't do that. Give me that hopper back. Now the cool thing is out. I can set this to a charcoal setting, so we'll just put charcoal in here. And this is where the filtering comes in, so we can talk about that real quick. If you put something in it and then click this lock button, you can take the thing out of it and we'll remember what it is. So we can put the charcoal over here. So again, all I gotta do over here is in this side, auto input, and it should start pulling the charcoal in. You can see it's putting it into an in output buffer. Well, that's cool. If I go to output and I say output over here is that, it'll start dumping it into that chest at a pretty decent rate if you think about it. Now, I'm not telling you to go sit up and make a whole line of these things, but if you're looking at trying to automate something early that needs a filter, like I had to automate with these things or some of the other things that we're going to be getting into today, hopefully, this is very, very, very helpful. And if you use the wrench on it, it will save that filter. So now it knows what it's supposed to do. If you put the wrench down, it still knows that that is charcoal. So that, I'm so glad I found. Now, that works for, like I said, any item in the game as far as I can tell, anything that you can set in there as far as a deal. And like I said, if you just break it, it removes the filter. So that was the biggest thing that I came across as far as some of the stuff that has gone over inside what we've been doing in between episodes. So the other thing you can obviously hear is hearing behind me. I said we were going to work on doing a little bit of stuff and I needed a little bit more power. So there are 18 steam engines sitting here right now. At least I believe there's 18. The thing about these, again, in passive mode is the fact you need to feed them water and you need to have a heat source underneath of them. So, yes, they're all really little bitty. Yes, they're all terrible, but the passives will never make or produce more than 2,000 stress units. So that 2,048 is all the more this will ever be able to make. So the reason why I made 18 of them is because a max size boiler needs 18 plus a whole bunch of tanks to work with it. So I just went ahead and made a bunch of steam engines. They're not expensive. Again, at this point in time, it's just gold and copper, which we have enough of. These are the more pain in the butt things just because you have to make a whole bunch of things. So then you basically, what we do is we pump a little bit of water out of an infinite resource or infinite source, and they're back again. Hi guys. On both ends, just because it was being stupid, I've been doing some learning with Create and finding out that there are some serious limitations to the way this mod is going to inhibit the way that I plan on playing things because of the fact that I didn't get to do this in the last pack that I played with. Again, this is only the second mod pack in the world that I've decided that I wanted to play with that has had based completely and totally mostly around Create. So we're doing pretty good right now. We've got 20,000 stress units. I have 11,000 remaining. We're not too awful, and that is due to the fact that some of this other stuff is going on. As you'll notice, we have a fluid container here, and we have a hose pulley. Let me show you why. Okay, so yeah, down, deep underneath the base, down here we had a nice little pillared kind of a thing, and, well, I kind of did a thing in between episodes, and that was we'll see. I'll show you in a minute. But let me just say that this entire area down here pretty much was full of lava, almost all of it. So I kind of went and sucked it all up and brought it up to the base into a storage container and then dug out most of the stuff. I need to quit mining all of this because I need to go ahead and build a fortune pick. But yeah, I'll show you guys in just a second. But you can kind of see we've got some hanging interesting obsidian flows in a few places. And well, there's still the leftovers of the hose pulley because I ended up having to do a little bit more work. So we can kind of talk about some of this other stuff. If you're trying to feed, one thing that I will say is if you're trying to feed a hose pulley by pumping something from somewhere way over here that it can't reach, so like I kept digging down and kept linking the lava and then it would figure out it could do it. Like say, as long as you can build a chain of lava or fluid to a bottom of a hose pulley, it will continue to pump the surface. But once you get to a point where you're kind of like, over in that little pocket, or for whatever reason, this little pocket didn't want to pick up, you hose pulley out of here. Oh, hello. Nope. Ow. You sucker. Thank you. Whatever. You hose pulley out of there, and then you pump things back to a specific area, and then you hose pulley into the portal area that you want to interface with the other one. So a hose pulley, you can set it up to fill an area, and you can also set it up to drain an area, just depending on which way the pump runs. What I was doing is I had pipe down there initially, kind of in a form, kind of something like, let's see, and I need the wrench, kind of like this. No, not that, and this. Stop it. All right, I gotta move this this and that and that and that. Okay, so I had it kind of set up like that so that it wouldn't connect, because if you have a pipe open like this, it will place lava in front of it, which is fine, or fluids in front of it, but it doesn't place it fast enough. So a hose pulley is designed to fill areas. So if you just set it up so that the bottom of the hose pulley is way above the top of the other one you're trying to transfer to, then it'll fill the area underneath of it, and then this one will drain it as it can. They're kind of they take a little bit of time to figure out that they're doing things, and sometimes that can be a royal pain in the tail. So anyhow, we'll talk about all this in just a second, because I'm going to show you. God, that is a long ladder. Man, I'm gonna have to build an elevator. Anyhow, let's get upstairs and I'll show you the next step of a few things that we've been doing. I have to finish this little hole as well, but so doing so, there was a reason why I was going to do that, and it's part of the chapter in getting industrial here. So lava generation. Carrying buckets from underground is annoying, isn't it? They point you at 4 dripstone, 4 cauldrons, and, well, that will get you a lava bucket. The thing that I went ahead and did is, we haven't done this one, and I'm not 100% certain, is this little deal here. If you build a lava tank or lava lake full of 10,000 blocks of lava, the create mod will consider it infinite and not use it up. So that's kind of why I did this, and that's kind of the reason why there's a line of pipe all the way across the thing, and that's the reason why there's a thing here, and that's the reason why there's a thing here, is because these pumps apparently create only broad. I don't know how many pipes that is. I'll have to go back and check in a second. Yeah, I guess create can only do 25 segments of pipe before you have to put a booster pump on it to get it to keep pushing, and that's up or down regardless. So that's kind of why we have this long thing over into the corner, and well, as you guys saw just a little bit ago, I'm hoping 10,000 buckets of lava. So man, the Endermen are having a good time down there. Basically what I did is I took the map in here and I figured out kind of where the chunks were. So this 22 by 22 by 22 is 10,600 and something buckets of lava, something around in that area. So what I did was I kind of guesstimated a little bit bigger than that in this back corner. So we're 16 kind of to here, except for it goes a little bit under, but it goes quite a ways this direction. So I haven't tested it yet. I don't know if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't really matter. I'll just dig another hole out over there and just keep going that way. I mean, it's just lava. How much fun is lava to fix when you screw it up? You know, it's not that bad. It's not like I don't have all of this space back here to play with, and if that doesn't work, well, I could just keep moving it forward. But this is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of set it up like this so that we have a big, large batch of lava to play with, because we are going to need lava. Oh my God, are we going to need lava? There's some stuff that we're going to literally have to look at today that I've already queued up and built that we're going to play with. So this is going to be a thing for a later date. We'll test it, or I might test it next time just to see if it works. But that didn't take all that long, considering that, you know, all you really got to do is just get it pumped up to here and then shovel it on over there. It went a heck of a lot quicker to try to pump lava from a lava lake underneath this base than it would have tried to do with 64 dripstones and 64 cauldrons and all of the pumps, because I really don't feel like wasting 64 stacks of iron to make 64 cauldrons if I can just do that. Copper is a heck of a lot cheaper for us at this point in time. I mean, this is just this copper and rubber, and we've got plenty of copper and rubber at this point. So what are we going to do today? Well, today, again, I guess at the end of this point, we've been sitting here umming and ahhing, talking once again. Rose gold, electron tubes, and then we need to get into this section. I want to try to get this portion, if we can, done today. We're going to have to do some more exploring, and I'm going to take you guys with us so that we can go do this shimmering heights thing. I think I know what shimmer is. I think shimmer is technically the whatever this stuff that comes, the magical fluid that you get to make from Tech Reborn that, you know, you can make anything out of. I think they just retextured it for shimmer or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But in order for us to get to the moon, in order to unlock chapter 3, in order to progress it to a point where we get to have better logistics and applied energistics, we have to get over here. And again, I kind of looked ahead a little bit. I'm not mad that I did, because I'm glad that I started trying to figure out that we're going to have to start really ripping this mess out and building an honest-to-God factory. That's why I built all of those, because of the fact that one of those engines makes the same amount of power as 8 water wheels. Space saving. Sure, that's why you do it. So anyhow, we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we need to make rose gold. And that's going to be fun, because rose gold has to be produced in a melted container, because we do not have a heater yet. We have to pre-melt rose gold and copper, put it in a mixer, and then pull it out, and then put it into a squirting device thing here, so we can then squirt polished rose, that kind of a thing. I want to make 64 of those. So in the process of doing this, we're just going to go ahead and use this fellow right here. Let's go ahead and do the simple, easy thing, which is I'm not going to try to... One of the dumb things I did do, and I keep forgetting as always, that if you just put a lever over a faucet, it will automatically pour. Now, used to not to. Back in the day, and this is the reason why I always end up doing this, back in the day, that didn't happen. You used to have to toggle that on and off to get it to work. Now, not so much. So let's go ahead and set this up. We're going to use seared channels to try to help make this work. This will help us pump into a single block, because I cannot put 2 faucets in a single block space. And I'm going to do that so that we're like here. We're going to put another seared melter down on both sides, a seared melter on both sides, and, well, seared heater, seared melter, and then we'll put our seared faucets on the side of these guys. Now, I want to do this for the control. The reasoning why is I need that bucket so that I can set up a filter to pump out of this thing, so that we only pump out the rose gold, which is gonna require us to do a little bit of fun. So I'm gonna toss a little bit of that in there. I'm gonna toss a little bit of that in there. We're gonna take a couple of hoppers, since these things only hold 3 ingots apiece. I'm going to make a full stack of everything, so we're gonna let those guys go to work, melt up until they fill up fully, and then we, as an individual, need to make a smart pipe. One of these things right there. I do this, this. Okay, so that should work there. This is, I know, it's awful. We're gonna tear this entire thing down and start over. I am already totally aware of all the fun stuff that we're going to have to accomplish. So before we turn that on, we need to make sure, for one, we have a bucket so that we can get our first bucket of rose gold. And then I already had a bucket, nice, whatever. And then we're gonna do 1 push there, 1 push there. We're gonna wait for that to completely melt down. All right, cool. Now, if I'm careful, the only thing that's capable of being picked up by a bucket right now is the rose gold. And that is not what I wanted to do. Give me that. Let me have it. Thank you. So then we take and put this on there as far as the filter. Did it work? I don't see it. Let me look. I know it said it did it, but I don't believe it. I've had problems with these things already not wanting to work. Man, I've got such a mess over here. What are you doing? Oh, give me that. You guys are running that belt. You're running this. Can I get in there to look at this mess? Holy cow, I didn't realize I had managed to put myself in. Fluid filter there. I don't believe you. Okay. I don't believe it. What's wrong with it? Okay, anyhow, rose bush, rose gold, gold apple, electron tube. We need to make these. And all we got to do is squirt a little bit of that stuff on there. I don't think it's, I don't know if it's working or not. There's nothing in you. Yes. You go up. Nope, nope, don't do that. Oh, that's great. Hey, I'm on fire. No, 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 no. No. Wet. Well, guess we hook it up and see what it pumps out of the hole. Please tell me you're putting the stuff I want in you. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. All right, so that means some odd reason we have excess, and I don't know exactly why we have excess, but it doesn't really matter. Will you go back in there? No, you won't. Well, I guess we can just turn this thing on and see how it goes. So in order to get the thing that we do want, I need to set this to something other than this. So we'll hook that up, we'll do that, and then we'll put those in there. That should automatically do it. It'll grab one, lock that container, and it'll pull them off the belt. And we'll make electron tubes with what we have. I know how to get that stuff out of there. I just got to do a little bit of goofing around with it. I need another pump and a place to place it. So let me... let's make a few electron tubes for a little bit. We'll let that run, and then hopefully everything works out for us for a little bit. I hope. Because I'm going to just kind of do it one batch at a time. I want to do it kind of slow because I don't feel like wasting all of the materials that we currently have. So, yeah, that should work. Okay, that should be about the end of everything coming out of these guys, so we can turn those off. I'll probably set this up and make a tank of it. I don't know. It just depends. It's kind of not the greatest stuff in the world to craft right now, and of course it's one of those things you're going to have a pain in the tail to do, but hopefully with what's left, we'll be able to craft the rest of what we have. Sounds like we got a little bit more coming. I wanted to make a full stack of those electron tubes because I didn't want to have to sit here and make one just in case I needed something. So, all right, cool. There is a full stack of electron tubes. Nice. And you took one right off the bat, didn't you? Well, that's nice. Thank you for whatever. Simple electron, blah, 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 blah. The beautiful things about these now is that we can use these to do practically, well, there's a couple of things I think we can start doing. Like I can use redstone relays. We can do whatever this is. I can make Nixie tubes now. There's not a whole lot we can do with them except make some more fun stuff that we can use for later. So in case chain drives with adjustable chain drives, those are kind of nice to do. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do with them other than what they're going to ask us to do next, which is this process. So that's why I wanted to make sure we had that copper, or the copper and the gold completely scrubbed out of this problem. So we now have to repeat this sequence 12 times in order to be able to get to the next step, which is making one of these. Redstone chips are the bottom circuitry and are mostly specialized for audio equipment. They have just enough juice to create a couple of things, which is going to move us towards something that is I guess, a special multi-block specifically to this mod pack, which will allow us, I'm guessing, to make break the vein machine block, let's pump in water and only pump out oxygen. Do not worry about filtering your pipes. So in order to be able to do that, in order to be able to breathe on the moon, we have to be able to do this. Now, I know somehow, I mean, we'll get there when we get there. We're gonna try to see about getting most of this section done right here. So we have time, we have the stuff. So the next step is actually I need to flip one of those guys over, I think, and make a circuit. I'm a little scared as to how many, what is it, chip? What was it? That thing right there. Hit A on that, please. Was it that one? Whatever. How many of these are we gonna need? Really? Just one? Is a lot of this. Yeah, I've got a lot of crafting ahead of me to go. Let's get, we'll get this going, which shouldn't take too much. I just need to melt copper and pump it into that thing up there. We'll melt a single ingot and make 2 of them, I guess, looks like. Piece of copper. 1 piece of copper. And I can just borrow you, I suppose. That. Channels or chutes or whatever those things are called are very, very handy for this kind of stuff, especially for things that aren't meant to be used on what you're doing. I do always love that little functionality that if there's a belt anywhere near the if there's a belt anywhere near a thing that you drop, it tends to just put things immediately in it. I don't need you, and then we'll grab this and put it together. Torch. Okay, so you can just get a seared faucet, seared duct right there, seared channel, and then I think we have enough room to put a seared heater, heater thing, and then a faucet on the side of it. We'll give you a little bit of copper and you a little bit of fuel. I hope that works. Give me my pipe. Gimme. So this is going to require one of those. It needs 12 wires and it needs stamps. So I'm going to have to turn one of you guys around. That you're pointed that way, and I should already have some wires made because I had to make a rolling thingy. 12 wires ready to go. I think we'll go ahead and make a couple more just in case, because it's going to require us to do some other fun stuff. So let's see about this. Make me plates, please. And then we take a bunch of copper sheets and we put them in this thing, and this is a pain in the tail. It doesn't want to work correctly. So you have to set it like this. In from top, auto input. No, input. There you go. Alright, so 24 wires. Now we're going to have to set this up to work correctly here, so that means I need to flip this guy over. I don't know what it has in its hand, but that's not what it's supposed to have. And then we'll put these in here. You have your wire. If give me my pipe. Where did the pipe go? Up here. Flip that switch. That should put a... I'm going to have to put a lot of that in there. 12 times. 12 times 12. So that's what? 6 of these things. My pipe back. I cannot wait to rip this all down and start over. We'll probably do that very, very, very soon. I'm waiting on brass. I'm waiting on brass before I rip it down, because once it's into that point, I think we're pretty well done. So you do this, and I'll put you in there. You guys can cook. Go ahead, dump. Go ahead, dump. And, well, we'll do the thing. We'll take 2 of these, and we'll put 2 of those in there. Squirt, smack, stamp. Nope, dang it. Nope. Unlock. Heck goes out. See if it does it again. It did. Okay. Give me these back, and then we'll say lock that, so that you can't do it. Go. Please don't fail. 12 times 144. I did not do that math. Hang on a second. So, yeah, that's an awful lot of ingots. That's fine. Do it again. Oh, they're done. They're done. Well, doesn't matter. We'll just fill it in there, and then we can suck it back out and put it in something else. That's fine. Give me those. No. Stop. We'll come up with something else to do that, or if nothing else, I'll make a few more of them. Excellent. And excellent. Cool. Let's see where we go with this. So that got us the electrolizers. The redstone chips are basic. Probably for a sequence recipe you'll need to take seriously. So actually I was going to say the first research, that one is the first sequence recipe I'm going to take seriously because we're going to be using a lot of those later on down the line. You're going to lock me out of that, aren't you? What is the prerequisite? You're going to make sure I do copper casings first. That we can do. Once again, let me make some copper casings. Alrighty then, there's that part. 27 casings. It's actually more like 23 because if you read the if you read the next quest, this one takes 3 more. So yeah. Then we need to make a bunch of more fun stuff. Come on, click on the box correctly. Still getting used to these quest books. Then we need 8 copper coil blocks, which means I need 8 times 9, which is going to be 72 of these things. That's amazing. So 72 times 4, 288. I'm gonna be here a minute. Okay, I think we have enough parts at this point in time. I hope. Let's make as many of those as we can. 36. I am not where I need to be. How did I not do that so well? Hang on one second. Let's grab the rest of these. There we go. It's not to grab them all. R. Okay, and then this. And this. I did do the math correctly. All right, how do we make, how do we have? We have all the things we need. Copper casings, copper casings, copper casings. The final thing that we need to make in order for this electrolyzer to happen is telling us how to do it, and then they're showing us how to do it. I need to make that thing. So that's going to require 6 copper casings, 2 insulated cables, which I should be able to make, right? Or copper rods. How I make copper rod. Copper rod is ingot in that. Okay, we can do that. Give me 1 second. Let's make too many. Doesn't matter. Okay, and some rubber, of which we have lots. So here to you, nope, back up one deal here. Let's get this electrolyzer at least going so we can start storing up some stuff. So I need those. Sure, that's fine. Too many is always good. We're going to be using that for later anyway, just because that's the power cables, and I think it actually works with everything, but where's my wrench? Wrench. Give me back. Thank you. Give me it back. And then we need to make the electrolyzer. Electro. That dude right there, make 1, please. Thank you. Now, in order to build this, I don't know where I want to build this. I guess we'll put it down here. Maybe we'll put it out back here for right now, just in case. So this goes on the bottom. And as far as I know, I want to build this up a block, don't I? Let's see. Let's start with a little bit of a... Well, let's just get a little bit of cobblestone or something that's over here. I should have plenty of things. Yeah, we'll grab that. And then we'll look at the model that we need to kind of play with here. We'll put it out here for right now. So this needs to be electrolyzer copper casing. According to that picture, it looks like it's up off the ground slightly. Only pump in water and out oxygen, so I don't know where this is gonna go. Does this go like this? Ah, okay. So yeah, we're gonna need access to the bottom of this. Okay, we can do that, I think. Let's do this for right now, just to make it easier to build. So then that should be nothing but casings. Then these. I think I have clearance. Put these over here so we do it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Center is apparently hollow. And then you to there. Alright. So then we just feed in water and output oxygen. Alright, nice. Okay, I think with the amount of time that I probably already spent on this one, we're gonna call it right there. We're gonna pick it up, we're gonna gather all this kind of stuff up, we're gonna go ahead, I might in between episodes and go hunt down some of this stuff and just show you guys where it's at. This compass right here is going to do us a massive favor for various things, and it will be the first thing we make in the beginning of next episode, and then we'll go out and we'll see about doing a couple other things. I think I have an idea as to where one of these are. I might have gotten a glimpse of one when I was down wandering around in the caves under the base when I was getting ready to do that thing. But hopefully in the next episode we'll be able to open a portal to the moon. And I'm looking forward to that, because that means we should be able to getting towards brass and a few other things. So until then, I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.